All right. Good evening. I would like to call the Tuesday, December 6th, 2022 Board of Selectmen's meeting to order. Can we all please stand for the pledge? I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So, first thing is under Chairman's announcements. I at least want to recognize the Girl Scout troop that came in to visit the Board of Selectmen this evening. What's your troop number?
We are 65050. We're a Brownie Junior troop.
Excellent. So, thank you very much for coming, showing an interest in how local government works, and we're glad to have you in the audience tonight.
Thank you.
Is there anybody here for anything that is not currently posted on our agenda? All right, seeing as none, we're going to move into opening the public hearing for Sochia's oil flammable storage permit and possible votes. Do we want to make a motion to open said public hearing?
I'll make a motion that we open the public hearing.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Is there any further discussion? Seeing as none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. And I believe at this point we still have more information that we're trying to dig up regarding the oil permit.
That's correct.
Should I just read the
Yeah, you might just want to read
memorandum that came from the
the
Assistant Chief?
Yes. Yep.
All right. So we have a memorandum that came from the Assistant Fire Chief, Kelly Manning. Came in on December 5th, 2022 regarding 13 Cook Street, Sochia Oil application for license. The fire department has received an application from Sochia's for an above-ground storage license of Class 2 flammable liquids, total quantity of 50,000 gallons via 5 10,000-gallon tanks. Due to the age of the facility and the fact that the fire department has no records of any previous inspections or permits for this address, we are recommending that you require the owner to complete a code analysis survey for the facility prior to the fire department signing of the application for the license. The survey shall be done by a professional engineer for the purpose of identifying whether the facility/tank farm met the fire code when it was installed and whether it meets current fire and life safety standards. The letter was a recommendation when I discussed the license application with Jacob, and I'm going to... Nunemarker, who is a fire protection engineer with the Massachusetts Department of Fire Services. For the purpose of accurately determining the total quality in gallons that will be stored for the license and permit, the fire department will also need some additional information, which we will request from the owner. Number one is a written letter specifying what the actual gross capacity of each tank is. Gross capacity defined as the capacity of the tank up to the maximum safe filling height of the tank. Construction blueprints from the year 2004 that were submitted to the fire department reports each of the 5 tanks having a capacity of 10,000 gallons. 10,000-gallon tanks can actually have varying gross capacities ranging from 9,975 to 13,200 gallons. In addition to each above-ground storage tank, we will also need to know the quantities of any other flammable liquids stored on the premises, i.e. loaded cargo tank or trucks, as these will affect the total quantity that should be listed on the license and permit. And feel free to contact them with any questions that they have. Is there anyone here that wants to speak regarding the permit?
Yeah, I do. Battlefield, 16th Street. So he doesn't have a permit for these tanks? I was under the impression that these would have to be inspected every year due to the nature of flammable liquids.
It would appear, based off of the findings from the Assistant Fire Chief, that they currently do not have an inspection that was performed on these tanks.
Correct. And I think that dates back to 2004, when they were taken from below ground, put
To
above ground. Whatever happened during that time, they were never permitted. I don't know if there was an issue with the contractor, something happened, but the Selectmen's office, the fire department, as well as the town clerk does not have any record of these tanks being permitted. So that's where we're trying to just correct the situation.
Did we know they existed? I mean,
They're visible. I can't answer why it was never looked into sooner.
yeah. Okay.
It looks like the applicant is cooperating and wants to
Yes.
do this properly. So we actually need more information before we can take any,
Yep. The
Yeah.
fire department's reviewing it, as well as the state, just to make sure, because of the amount of gallonage, sometimes the state has to come in and permit it as well. So that's still being looked at right now. So I believe we're going to have to revisit this
All right,
at
so-
another meeting.
So there's no action being taken at this point. We just had to open the public hearing as it was
Correct.
addressed, but they're still doing fact-finding
Yep.
regarding the entire situation.
So he's still operating without a permit?
That's correct.
That would be correct.
I don't know, that doesn't seem right, but, not that I want to, put anybody out of business, but it doesn't seem like it's,
I would agree with you, especially being so close to the Mumford and the watershed. I would say the sins of the past look like they might be corrected
Yeah.
shortly.
until then. So the purpose of this meeting was to what?
Well, prior to, this was posted as, basically for the application itself for a flammable storage permit, trying to Tim's point, correct what would happen. In the process of getting the public hearing posted, the assistant fire chief started doing more digging and investigation into it to determine, is this a state matter? Is this a town matter? Is it something that's locally regulated? As Howard alluded to, the business owner is trying to be as compliant and helpful
Correct.
and working in the process as best they can. So primarily, it's trying to get them inspected, make sure that they're safe, operating the way that they need to be, and then issue them their permit so they're no longer operating outside of one. As to why they had one all along prior to, well, didn't have one all along prior to, it was honestly before my tenure, and I can't give a valid answer behind that.
Okay, so this is just for permitting. This has nothing to do with him leasing his land to numerous other companies.
No, this is specifically just for the oil permitting.
So that would be something else. That would be
Yes.
another issue
That would be another issue.
on another day.
maybe we should keep the public hearing open, and, because we're going to get more information in case anybody wants to comment.
But we can leave it open, I think, can't we, Tim?
Sure, I think you probably could. I would.
Town
There's the
council
red
here
cat.
with oil storage,
Yeah, chapter 148?
yeah,
Oh, yeah, you can absolutely leave
keep-
the hearing open.
because the applicant's gathering more information, and
Yeah, I move to continue the hearing on the application until insert date.
we could do it to the,
Our next scheduled selectmen's meeting. Does the-
December 20th.
December 20th. Does the assistant chief feel that they'll have the information that they need by then?
I can,
I think we should go to the January meeting. I don't think we're going to get that much, and we just continue it again.
let me look at the
Give them a little more
dates.
time. To our January meeting.
Let's see, January 3rd.
So I'll move we continue the public hearing to January 3rd, 2023.
Before I do that, do we want to follow on the recommendation of the Assistant Fire Chief and recommend what she asked for in respect to the code analysis survey of the facility? To keep that
Do we
ball
have-
moving?
I believe she has been in contact with Ted
Yeah.
Sosha. He is aware of what he needs to do, which includes that.
Okay.
There was a question here, somebody,
So
identify yourself, just,
Sarah Nason, 14 Cook Street. My question, if he's applying for the application to have an additional tank, it's our understanding that he has partnered or sold socias to additional oil companies. So I think my understanding is if he's looking to have an additional tank for more fuel storage, it's because he's going to have additional traffic of more tankers coming up and down Cook Street. So from my perspective, living on Cook Street, I just moved in a few months ago, it's going to increase the traffic of heavy tankers coming and going from our quiet residential street, as we've known it to be a few oil trucks here and there, maybe a big tanker every now and again. to fill up to, accommodate, Douglas and the nearby towns. So my biggest concern is the additional oil tank is just going to increase the traffic of tankers coming and going.
It's not an additional oil tank, it's the existing 5 tanks that are there now. It's not for a new one,
Okay,
it's for the 5 that are already there.
so there's no additional tank going in?
Correct. No additional tank. It's for those 5 tanks. That's what this is regarding.
Okay. So I
No
don't know
additional
then-
capacity shouldn't generate any more truck traffic.
So I think that's the problem, because we have noticed the additional traffic since he has increased the business to additional partnering oil companies. So I think maybe this is the reasoning for the application, to get now the proper permitting, because additional oil companies are coming in and want to maybe
Look at that.
obviously have the right to have everything signed off properly.
No,
If there's a new owner or a partnered agreement, if this was a merger or acquisition or whatever it was, acquiring Socias, I don't know what the company stands for now, if he sold completely or if it's a partnered acquisition, I'm not sure. But it is increasing traffic.
What? No,
With tankers, yeah.
That's a fair concern, and I believe as we're still doing fact-finding into what's required for the permitting, I would assume that's why there's no representation from Sochi's here tonight.
I can, for the next meeting?
For the next meeting, I'd
I
like
will
to have them
definitely
present.
see if Ted can come. Yep.
Because they would be the best people to ask your questions to, like the intent of what he's doing with his business. It's kind of outside of the purview of the Board of Selectmen, but it would
Right.
definitely be something that we'd want to understand,
Yeah.
as it would be tied into his permitting. Are there any other questions, or?
We're going to keep the public hearing open so you can continue to make comments or questions.
And make sure that you attend again on the 3rd of January.
January 3rd. Yep.
When we come back in. So that way, if you guys do come up with other ones, you can go directly to the owner of the company, and we can sit there and try and get better answers. Plus, we'll have a better understanding as to what's required regarding their inspections and permitting.
Okay,
Does that work?
sure.
It satisfies the Cook Street contingent that was over there? Or
Cook Street Posse?
the Cook Street posse, yeah.
Temporarily, anyway, right?
Yeah.
And there's not going to be pitchforks and torches next time?
I don't know, we don't say, we don't.
Hey, I get my oil from there, so if you have any issues.
I don't, so.
All right.
All right, I have made my motion.
So there is a motion.
I will second Hal's motion.
All right, the motion has been made and seconded. Is there any further discussion on this matter? Seeing as none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
So January 3rd.
January 3rd, we will see you all again.
Will it be in the beginning of the meeting?
Yes,
Yeah.
It'll be
the
the beginning
hearing.
of the
so.
Yes.
Thank you.
Happy holidays, Merry
you.
Christmas to you. All right, so second item on the agenda is the grant acceptance and possible votes. We have one for the fire department, which is the emergency management grant. We have 2 from the police department, the municipal road safety grant and the tactical diversion task force grant. We have a site readiness program and the water and sewer MIAA risk management grant.
I just got your text.
Did you? Oops. I tried calling you.
You know, when I get behind the wheel, I'm locked in.
Locked in. Get here safely, the text can wait. Right?
All right.
Which tell them not to come.
So I can kind of go down through the dollar amounts on them. The fire emergency management grant is from MEMA. The title of the grant is the FY 2020 EMPG CCP grant. It's from the state. It was awarded on 9/14/2022 for emergency management in the sum of $5,000. And then we have the police department, state 911, which is the FY 23 municipal road safety grant, awarded on 11/8. The purpose of the gift of donation is for officer overtime for traffic enforcement, and that was in the amount of $15,600.
Are these state funds?
That
Yeah,
is-
state.
This one is
Yeah,
state, the first
yeah,
2 were.
yeah.
The next one is a federal, it came from the DEA. Also for the police, it's the Tactical Diversion Task Force grant. This does overtime reimbursement for narcotics investigations. That came in on 10/1 in the amount of $19,840.75.
And the biggie next.
Yeah, and then we have the economic development, which was received from the Executive Office of Housing and Economic Development, and it's the Site Readiness Program grant. It was awarded on 10/26 for design and engineering of North Street infrastructure improvements in the amount of $529,300. And then the last one is for the water and sewer department, received from MIIA. It's the risk management grant. It was awarded on 11/10 for hydraulic lift gates in the amount of $4,830.
So we can lump them all together?
I was about to, with gratitude.
Yeah.
I was going to, with gratitude, make a motion that we gladly accept the grants presented by Mr. Morris tonight. What's that?
Second, without hesitation.
That's it.
With gratitude and without hesitation.
Hesitation.
It was made and seconded.
And we are capable of accepting more.
We are. Ready, willing, and able. Is there any further discussion on this? Seeing as none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. We're going to be skipping over agenda item number 3, which brings us to 4, which is the 2023 license renewals and possible votes. And in our first group, which are Common Vic, I think you'd said, Lisa, Family Convenience has everything done, including their inspection,
Correct.
so we can approve that one without contingencies. The others are still awaiting their inspections.
Move approval, family convenience.
Second.
Motion's made and seconded. Any further discussion? Seeing as none, all those in favor say aye.
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 And then you have Sokol Club and Douglas Village package that would need a approval with a contingency.
Contingents of inspection,
Yeah, a successful inspection.
and that was, what did you say?
The Sokol Club for liquor, common vic, entertainment, and pool table, and Douglas Village package store just for liquor.
You spoke faster than I can write, but I will make a motion to approve the Sokol Common Vic
Liquor, entertainment, and pool table.
liquor, entertainment, and pool table license contingent upon successful inspection.
Now, if they had billiards, would that still be required for a permit as opposed to pool?
Had to go there.
Yeah.
Had to go
I
there.
wonder what the statute says.
Give Rich a second, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so made and seconded. Any further discussion? Seeing as none, all those in favor say aye.
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 Make a motion that we approve the Douglas package store application contingent upon a successful inspection.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Is there any further discussion on that? Seeing as none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, and in the second packet of licenses that we have, let's group this down to the memo.
It's tabbed.
What's the Douglas Auto Sales Incorporated is exempt, so they're good to go. They don't require an inspection. All the remainders would require an inspection. So those would be contingent.
Douglas Auto Sales, make a motion that we approve the Class 2 license for Douglas Auto Sales.
Second.
Okay, motion's made and seconded. Any further discussion? Seeing as none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye. Then I'll make a motion that we approve contingent upon successful inspections, the Breezy Picnic Grounds for their automatic amusement and common vic license, for Douglas Orchard and Farm for their entertainment license, the Goodness Store for their common vic license, the Dunkin' Donuts for their common vic, And the Class 2 license renewals being sought by Douglas Equipment Corp. and K2 Automotive.
Second?
Okay, motion's been made and seconded. Is there any further discussion on that? Seeing is none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay,
Should we pass over 5, you think?
we can, Lisa was kind enough to put together
Oh.
what we've spent versus what we still have.
Okay, so we want to look at that?
So we can do a quick review on it if you'd like.
Yeah?
I can just read it right off of her spreadsheet for public record. So total ARPA funding obligated to the town of Douglas was $2,701,519.95. We've currently used for expenditure out of that strategic municipal consulting services of $4,051.25. Stantec Water and Sewer Infrastructure Project of $56,498.07. CMRPC COVID test kits for $14,549.95. The premium pay stipend of $249,999.97. And CLA for $668.33. The total expended through 11/30 of '22 has been $325,676.57. Giving us a subtotal of $2,375,752.38. And we have 2 approved spending projects that haven't been spent as of yet, but they will be. We approved spending for the phone project on 10/18 of '22 for $40,000. And we, on 10/18, for the fire department electrical design of $8,500, which would bring our unencumbered balance as of 11/30 to $2,327,252.38. How was that?
That was a good summary.
I'm a good reader. Lisa, you did a great job on that. Thank you.
So,
Is there anything else you want to talk about with ARPA, or are we good to move on to the next item?
absent a full board, I would extend the same courtesy extended to me at one point and gloss over this, other than to say that we should, as a individual on a board, really hone in on where we think this should go and really get to brass tacks as to what we want to do. So future discussions might get a little meatier, I would think.
I think so. I think it would make sense. I'd rather have us, putting our heads together and coming up with something good sooner rather than later.
I think the basic analysis, do you want to do a bunch of smaller projects, or do you want to concentrate on 1 or 2? And that's trying to weigh the balance of that. I haven't decided myself what the best approach is. I think we made good decisions on what we've spent already.
I agree.
Yeah. Rich, in your work with other towns, where are they in regards to their ARPA money? Are they spending it, or is it still in limbo?
They're getting projects identified.
Same, okay.
I mean, pretty much in the same spot. So I think usually they figured out, how much they've got to spend, and they're just prioritizing how they're going to spend.
Can we use ARPA funds to send the Board of Selectmen to Aruba for a couple of weeks?
Probably not.
As long as you don't ask me.
Mr. Chairman, I'll remind you, you're on tape. I can see the attack commercials.
Yeah. Did I say that?
Yeah.
That was my inside voice. It wasn't.
Remember that nice lady, Jean, that we met? She's the one that keeps Kevin out of jail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's doing a good job so far, but the night is young. All right. So, and to your point, Tim, we'll probably get into deeper detail on it once we have a full board. Everybody's here, including the town administrator, so we can really start hashing out what we want to do, when, where, and why.
Right.
This will be an ongoing agenda item.
Yeah, it's just it's a placeholder. It's
Yeah.
always there.
Yep.
And I will say both Matt and Mike are under the weather. That's why they couldn't be here tonight. I'm sure they send their regrets and may be watching right now.
All right, so approved minutes for the 10/18 meeting and possible votes?
The what?
10/18. That was the meeting minutes that we have.
Oh, a minute, yeah, minutes, yeah, sure. Sorry, I missed that.
It's all right.
We gotta go.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for having me. Sorry to interrupt.
Please
No, of
come back
course.
anytime. We always love to have people. especially when you have Girl Scout cookies.
Yeah.
Yeah. The most entrepreneurial one of you may come to this office and sell.
Yeah.
They're cute.
Like the chocolate mint ones, they're like,
That sleeve is getting smaller, though,
yeah.
right?
It's the shortbread ones that kill me.
You like,
Yeah, they've downsized.
Yeah. I mean, I used to feel guilty about killing a sleeve. Now I'm like,
It's like 5 in one.
yeah, right. At that sitting.
I think I could do a sleeve and a half.
yeah. All right, so Tim going to approve the minutes?
I'll be glad to. I will make a motion to approve the October 18, 2022 minutes.
Second.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded. Any further discussion? Seeing as none, all those in favor say aye.
All right?
Aye. As we are absent, the town administrator will be passing over his report. Are there any open session topics not reasonably anticipated 48 hours in advance of this meeting?
I'll just say, because I'm sure Matt would have mentioned it in his report, but the firefighters union held a meet and greet yesterday to meet a couple new lieutenants and to celebrate some of the work that had been done over the past few years. And it was really, neat to be a part of, just to see the camaraderie amongst the first responders and the real commitment that they've shown over the years. I sat there, I didn't anticipate having to speak, but I didn't know if I was going to, so I, just in my mind, was thinking about the holiday season and the spirit of community and ultimately the love that we have for all these, for everyone within our community. And it was really apparent that night. I was really heartened by those that don the firefighter gear, the EMT gear. They don't get rich doing it, but boy, do they make a difference.
I definitely agree with you. We have a good group of people that are up there. So, and hats off of them for, they're doing a job that not a lot of people want to do. So it takes a special person to be able to deal with people on the worst day of their life every day.
Yeah.
And hats off to the town common folks for extra decorations this year. Have you seen the
Oh, it looks great.
baskets? And did a
Yeah.
really nice job.
It is, it really is nice because it just happens.
Yeah.
Right? And
There was no announcement, there was no nothing.
Yeah,
It's
they just-
like, poof, trees up, lights are up.
it's a classic comment, so good job there. You're right to single them out.
Okay.
Is there anything else?
It is town council's pleasure on executive. Do you want to wait?
Wait.
Yeah.
Hello. This rascal Lisa sent stuff at 6 o'clock to look at for the executive.
Oh, no,
session.
well,
Not Lisa.
It's like, wow, sure glad I took that Evelyn Wood speed reading class. Rascal 50 years ago.
Yeah.
I did try to wave you off though, but you chose to just...
It's no bother. I'm glad to see you. But I do have an answer for you.
okay. We will discuss that.
Excellent. All right, so we're going to be bypassing executive session this evening because we are light a Board of Selectmen member and a town administrator. And I will now entertain a motion for adjournment if anybody is so bold as to make one.
So moved.
Second.
That was a fast second, Tim. That was like...
I miss the short meetings.
Motion's